All right, so I have gathered some papers and I got my glue stick, my matte medium, and my brush, and then I printed my pictures of the yucca in full bloom. So I have that ready to go. And then I also looked up the yucca in my grassland plants book, and here's a picture in the book of it in full bloom. A couple things I just wanted to mention. It didn't say the length of the roots, but as I put up on the in the workshop, when I looked online, the roots go up to 20 feet deep, which is pretty amazing, which also is why they are so resilient and they grow from Montana to North Dakota, Texas, and New Mexico. They're actually the New Mexico state flower, the yucca is. It's also called soapweed or Spanish bayonet. A couple of things that I thought were interesting. It says American Indians used the leaves for basket weaving and root juices for soap lather, which would be where it comes with the name soapweed. It says young fruits were cooked and eaten. And it also says this: a single insect, the yucca moth, pollinates the yucca flower, permitting seed production. In turn, larvae of the yucca moth feed on a few of the developing yucca seeds as the fruit matures. This relationship is so intimate that neither the yucca nor the moth can complete its life cycle without the other. So the yucca and the yucca moth, it coexist together, and without one another they would not survive. So I thought that was interesting. I didn't know that. And then I found in my old hymnal book I had a friend send some to me, sent me a few hymnal books to use for collage. I found this is one of my favorite hymns. It's I Need Thee Every Hour. And of course it's about the relationship between a person and the Lord, but I thought what a picture of the yucca moth and the yucca plant, that they need one another and they can't exist or survive without the other. So I thought that was a fitting hymn to put in the background page of my yucca. So I'm going to get started I gathered some scrapbook papers that I had also, and so I'm going to get started with laying out my page for my yucca in my field journal. And I also printed the one with the quote that I had found, that says, when the root is deep, there is no need to fear the wind. And I love that because I feel like that also is a lesson that we see from the yucca plant existing on the prairie and our relationship with God. Like I said, of the hymn, is the relationship between a person and the Lord, and that when we are rooted and grounded in His love, in His measureless love, we don't need to be afraid. And so I feel like that's a great reflection of that relationship. So that's what I've got in my mind as I am putting my yucca pages together. This is one of my favorites. Jars of Clay has a great version of this hymn.